Wednesday, and welcome to Purpose Talk with Decembre. Today, I have amazing guest on today, an amazing, phenomenal woman. She is not only a football player, a professional football player, but she's a shoe designer, an entrepreneur, a social media mogul. She is one of the best in everything that she does. So I am delighted and excited to have her on our show today. But first, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to all the guests, to everyone who have encouraged, who have viewed, who have sent emails, text messages, whatever you have done. Thank you so much. Also, thank you to Preach the Word Network Worldwide. Amazing show. If you all want to be a sponsor, if you all want to advertise, anything, please feel free to give me a call. You can reach me via email or phone at any time at Decembre at purposetalk.life. Again, Decembre at purposetalk.life. But let's get all of that out the way. However, today, I want to talk about something that has been plaguing Atlanta, not only Atlanta, but our nation worldwide. Unfortunately, there has been a young man, once again, that have died by the hands of gun violence. A young man who was only 12 years old was shot and killed this past week, at Atlantic Station here in Atlanta. This young man, Zion Charles, he was unfortunately gunned down at such an early age. His mom spoke out at a city council meeting talking about how she had went to the police department, called the police department 30 times asking for help with her child. Parents, we all have children, or most of us, not all of us, but most of us. And we all know that it takes a village to raise children. It does. We can't do it alone. And I think that we have gotten to the place where we say, it's their business. It's not mine. But that is not true. We should be able to reach our children, no matter whose kids they are, when we see them doing something wrong. We should be the ones who step in and help these single moms, help parents who can't control their children. I'm not saying go out there and spank someone's child or do anything to punish someone else's child, but just be a listening ear. Because a lot of kids are reaching out, especially if they're coming from single parent homes, no father. A lot of children are unfortunately reaching out to these gangs, to the streets, to just other things that is not beneficial. So we as a nation should be reaching out and helping our parents, helping our single moms, helping our single dads. We're not going to rule out the single fathers because there are plenty single dads, but we should be reaching out to help these single parents. Unfortunately, this young man left behind brothers, a mother, grandmother, aunts, uncles, friends, classmates, and we think it's okay. How many times are we going to look at each other and say, oh, well, another young man has been murdered or another young lady has been murdered by the hands of gun violence and not do anything about it and not protest, to not stand up and say, this is wrong, let's do something. So together, we can make a difference, but we have to do it together. So I send out my condolences from one mother to another, from one mother who has lost her son, my only son, to gun violence. I reach out to all of the mothers who have lost their child to gun violence, whether it's a young man or a young woman, and let you know that you are not alone, that there are people who care. There are people that want to see a difference being made. So let's all work together. Let's change these gun laws. Let's stand up for our youth. Let's help encourage our youth to be better, to do better. And with that being said, let's just be a better nation. Let's just be a better people. Let's strive to be better on tomorrow than we were on today. So, now to a lighter note. People, We have just celebrated Thanksgiving. So much to be thankful for. And we're going into the Christmas season. Is there anything that you want for Christmas? Is there anything that you know that you might not can obtain? Listen, I want you to strive for it. I want you to push beyond your limits this year, next year. But most importantly, let's remember what Christmas is all about. It's not about the gifts. It's not about what we can do for one another. It's about the birth of one man. Whether you believe in him or not, I do. So for me, it's about the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, whom we should be thankful for every single day. Some people say it's a pagan's holiday. Some people say they don't want to celebrate it. But for me, in my house, I know who we serve, and that is the one and only Lord and Savior. So let's remember him on this Christmas. Let's strive to help others. Let's not just focus on all the gifts and the toys and the presents and what we can give to one another, but let's just strive to show love, because that's what Christmas is all about. It's about showing love and spreading the joy, spreading the cheer. We all go through something every day, but let's take that one day to just strive to just show love and joy on that day. If you can't do it all year long, do it on that one day. But this year has gone by so fast. Gosh, it has gone by so fast. Remember to bundle up. Remember to stay warm, stay cozy. Remember to show love. So let's move on to our guest on today, Miss Santia Deck, a beautiful woman. Let me read you her bio before we bring her out. Miss Santia Deck is a history-making professional female football player. She's a social media influencer with over 2 million loyal and engaged followers. She is a former track and field athlete. She recently made history by being offered the highest paid contract in women's football history. Santia is a published author, a fitness model, a TV personality, a social media consultant, a public speaker, and she is a TV host. She also maintains her fitness trainer certification and offers a variety of services to celebrity clients and her wide-ranging community of online supporters. Most recently, she has added successful startup CEO to her long list of wins with the launch of Tronas, which is a tennis shoe, where she made history a second time, becoming the first female athlete to own her own shoe company. The innovative footwear brand has been experiencing impressive growth since its launch in the summer of 2020. Despite the pandemic, she has led Tronas to record sales, celebrity praise, and a dedicated base of customers. The company continues to grow and continues to expand nationwide. Miss Santia Maria Deck was born in Greenville, South Carolina, but she was raised in Houston, Texas. She now resides in Atlanta, Georgia, and travels often. Santia has been running full speed after her dream of success since childhood. Now she works tirelessly to inspire and empower young people, women, and others with her determination and passion. I am excited. I am thrilled. I am honored to bring a beautiful woman. And you all know I am a CEO, so I'm excited when I get to interview other female CEOs and just dedicate my time, my moments to them as well. So when we come back from this break, we're going to bring out Miss Santia Deck, and you're going to get to meet her. We'll be right back in just a few moments. and welcome back to Purpose Talk with Decembre. I am here with the beautiful, talented mogul, female mogul, Miss Santia. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me all about you. You are an amazing. Reading your bio, I felt like I was reading about me. So much. Gosh, you do a lot.
Yes.
When do you have time to sleep?
I'm working on that every day. So, I'm figuring it out.
Correct. So you get on an average 4 or 5 hours, 6?
So I honestly really don't play about my sleep. So I try my best to get at least 6 hours. Oh, it don't always happen, but I'm really big on my sleep.
Look, if I get 4 hours, I'm happy.
Man.
I'm like, God, yeah, I did it. Maybe 5. If I look at my alarm clock, from when it got to go off, and I see 5 hours, I'm like, oh, I'm good.
You winning. That's a good day. That's a good night.
That's a good day. Okay, so you were born in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So yes, I was born in Greenville. I actually moved to Houston when I was around 2 years old.
Okay.
And then I was pretty much raised there my entire childhood. I moved to Atlanta when I was a senior in high school, and then I went back to Texas for college, graduated, and then came back to Atlanta.
So what did you go to college for?
So I was an English major and a psychology minor.
Okay.
So
at what school?
Oh, Texas A&M. Sorry, Texas A&M, Kingsville.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
And you graduated from there.
Yes.
Moved to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do once you moved to Atlanta? Did you use your degree? That's the number one.
So interestingly enough, I published my book in college. So I actually got my book in my college library. So I guess I kind of used my degree in a way.
What was your book?
It was called Jesus, I almost lost my train of thought. Dang, it was my first book, The Struggle. Jesus, it was a while ago, y'all. My bad. I wrote it when I was in high school. But it was called The Struggle. It was actually about child abuse. And it was pretty much documenting the character's story. He wanted to go to the NFL, interesting enough. So it was about his journey going through, physical abuse and getting to the NFL.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And so where can we, now, this is not in her bio, just so you know. Where can we get The Struggle?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon, and it's on like some smaller book sites as well. If you Google The Struggle, Santia, it'll come up.
Okay. See, if I would have thought it, I would have got it. So let's talk about the football career. Guys, let me tell you, I have been following this amazing woman, actually, on LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, true. Dang, LinkedIn.
And someone sent your video to me. That's how I actually ended up following you.
Wow.
Someone sent your video. You posted a picture one time before. This was maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
See how life has...
Right.
You posted a picture. I think you were playing football, and someone sent me your picture and said that I resembled you.
Oh,
and asked, was I related to you?
Yeah.
And I said, I've never even heard of her. And because I didn't know who you were at the time.
Yeah.
But then I started watching your videos, watching your fitness, all of your fitness videos. And from that day forward, I became a fan.
Wow.
I just fell in love with the football, the way you were doing the weights and running up and down the field, and
I used to go crazy. So
she made it look like it was so easy. And I think I had emailed you or commented, and you commented. But gosh, look at God, how revolving this is.
I was gonna say
2 years ago
came back around. That's how it works, though.
And so when I saw you, I said, that is amazing.
Thank you so much.
I've gotten out there and pretended to play football. Pretended. And I actually had a daughter that played football in 8th grade.
Oh, like with co-ed?
No, and co-ed football.
Like tackle football?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. So you already know the journey then.
My son used to play football, and he was a year under her.
Okay.
And she asked me if she could try out for football. I told her no. Absolutely not. I don't want my baby getting hurt.
Right.
I told her go for flag, cheerleading, the typical girl
I was going to say, that's what it sounded like, yeah.
And she looked at me and said, Mama, I don't want to do that. I want
like
to play
me.
football.
Yeah.
So I told her no. She goes to school. They had cheerleading tryouts with football tryouts. She came
Ah.
home and said, I made the team, Mom, I made the team. I said, my baby gonna be a cheerleader. She said, no, I'm a football player.
Oh, wow. So she didn't even tell you?
No.
Whoa.
And she was amazing.
Wow.
She was good. She got tackled on the field, unfortunately.
How was that for you?
Oh, I jumped off the stage.
I was going to say, you sound like my mom. Like
ran down and ran up to the fence. I was like, my baby. And she jumps up, and her bone actually came through her hand. And she jumps up and goes, I got injured.
Oh, my God. So she was super tough. Wow.
And she was super excited.
Man.
She had to have surgery, and she ended up getting a cast on it, and she was so excited. It was amazing.
It was like, these are my war rooms. So, yeah,
right.
That's what's up.
So what led you to want to play football?
So, okay, it's a very interesting story because I grew up with boys. I am a twin. I have a twin brother. I have 3 brothers in total. They all played football, and they all were running backs. So I was an extreme tomboy when I was younger. So I was doing everything they were doing. I was outside getting tackled, tackling, running routes, doing whatever they were doing, going to camps, going to PB practice sometimes. Okay. And my mom actually let me go and participate in one practice, but I ended up getting hit in my chest. And she was like, no. Right. Like, she took me out after that. But the coaches said I was doing better than everybody. So back then, it was there, right? But I didn't get to, of course, like, pursue football because my mom wouldn't let me. But also, like, I fell in love with track and field. So track was, like, my life. I wanted to make it to the Olympics. Michael Johnson, Flojo, those are my idols back then. So, like, I was just hooked on track. But as life continued, you know, I graduated from college, finished my track and field career. And I was looking for something else to do because I still had a void there. And I was like, I don't want to stop being an athlete. I'm not ready. And so one day I was just driving and I came across a flag football tryout sign. And I went, and the rest was history. Like, the coach was like, so how long have you been playing football? And I was like, never. And he was like, oh, yeah, you about to be a star. And that's how it all started. It was literally flag football. I was just driving one day.
Here in Atlanta?
In Atlanta. Okay. So it wasn't, I don't have like like I haven't been playing football all my life or anything like that. But I feel like God doesn't make mistakes. There was a reason why I couldn't play when I was younger. Right. And as an adult, I got to do it, you know, as a career pretty much. But it happened. I feel like you never know why things happen until it does.
And how old were you when you started, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 26, I believe. 26, yeah, about 26.
Okay. And yeah. You had never really played football? Never?
I never been touched, so I wasn't used to contact or anything. But the funny thing was, I got to play rugby before I played tackle football. What? And rugby is like the roughest sport in the world. So like 100%. I learned, you know, how to take contact, how to tackle, how to be tackled. I learned all of that through rugby. And then I got into football. But I actually, this is so complicated. My first time getting tackled and hit was like before rugby. And I had no idea what was happening, which is, like, it was weird. So that happened, and then rugby came, and then I learned, and then I started playing tackle football officially. So if that makes sense.
So have you ever had any injuries?
Yep.
Besides the chip.
So I'm actually dealing with an ACL tear right now. I have an ACL tear and a meniscus tear. So wow. that happened. But my first injury was actually tearing my hamstring in high school. Yeah. I was running track. I was at track practice. It was summer track. Summer track is chaotic. If any parents know, like, the track looks like a war zone. So I was at practice. So you know, yeah. So I was running. I was actually doing a 400. I came out the blocks, and a little baby was like walking across my lane. I stopped because if I would have hit that baby, that baby wouldn't be here no more. Right. To being honest. Right. So I stopped, and then as soon as I stopped, my hamstring popped. So
have you had to have any surgeries? I know.
This is coming up. Yeah, this is gonna be my first actual surgery. But besides that, no. I've been pretty, like, I've had injuries, but smaller injuries. This by far is the worst injury I've ever had. Like, even a hamstring, like, it sucked, but I knew I could come back. And I was still able to walk and do other things like that. But this, I don't recommend it.
So tell me, what teams have you played for or played with?
Yeah, so I was supposed to play, and that's a long story. I was supposed to play for a team called Los Angeles Flames. And COVID happened. And that league was a league that everybody saw, which is where I made history.
Right.
And that would have been the first league of its kind because it was actually paying women a lot of money, like some really good money. But unfortunately, the league didn't make it past COVID really because just Google it. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna get into it. So I ended up playing for the Atlanta Phoenix, which was supposed to happen this year. I ended up getting this lovely injury. So I haven't had a chance to actually play in a game because every time something is happening. So that's where I'm at right now. So hopefully after this heals, we'll see what happens with tackle. But it's been a journey. That's what I would say.
Well, I can tell you, I've seen her videos and you running.
Yeah.
You are a beast. You
Thank
are
you.
a true beast.
Thank you.
I was like, wait, hold up. You are a beast, and you're a phenomenal beast. Y'all.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you, if you haven't Googled her, you need to Google her. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Beast on the field.
I appreciate it.
You're better than a lot of men I see playing football.
I mean, I try a little bit. I try to do my thing.
Do you find that you're being compared a lot to guys, or do you feel like a lot of guys are intimidated? A lot of men are intimidated by the fact that you play football.
Man, this is always a question I get. So first of all, my idol is Barry Sanders.
Okay.
So like I have literally obsessively studied his game, his film, his everything. So people always compare me to they call me Baby Barry Sanders.
Okay.
So I guess I take that as a compliment. But also like Alvin Kamara, Saquon. I like shifty running backs. So that's like how I kind of, develop my game. But in the dating world, well, I'm engaged. So I guess I didn't intimidate somebody. But honestly, like it has been interesting because I get a lot of men that are fascinated. It's like, oh, you're a unicorn. Like you play football, you can dress and look girly.
Right.
I like video games. Like I'm like a tomboy, but that happens to be a girly girl. Like I'm the best of both worlds. So like a lot of men love that. But of course, like I have been in situations where they have nobody's ever said, oh, you're too much. Like you're too much of a tomboy or you got too whatever. But of course, like I'm sure some men that probably didn't talk to me because they might be intimidated because I might play better than them. I don't know. So I personally haven't had that come to me. Like nobody's ever said that, but you can tell some men might be like, okay, you a little too much for me, and that's cool. You're not for me. So the right person came when he was supposed to.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on that. So don't think you skipped real back with that. But tell me, in your playing football, what did you find? I know you said running back.
Mm-hmm.
Tell what other lanes that you feel like you were good at? Safety, other? What else was you good at?
I've had a love-hate relationship with being a receiver.
Okay.
I'm a slot, so that I've actually didn't even realize that I could. I mean, I could always catch when I was younger, but I think because I was solely focused on being a running back and training for a running back, all of my training was with running back coaches.
Okay.
I didn't get to utilize my hands as much, but when I finally did, I could surprisingly catch pretty good. So, like, I'm a pretty good receiver. I hate defense. Don't ever put me on defense. I'm just not built for that.
Why not?
I like to run, and that's it.
Okay.
I want to run. I want to break ankles. I want to
that's
catch
because
open
of your
people.
track and field.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So track is where it's at. Maybe if I play, I don't know, basketball or something. I don't know. Even basketball players, they're receivers. So I think just how I grew up, like in sports.
So did you study all of the different levels of football and what the different ones were, so you would know?
Yeah, for sure. I already knew what I was good at, and plus it showed. Like I tried to be a quarterback, y'all, and that was the worst decision ever. Like. If you come from track and field, don't do it. Okay. So I just realized like anything where I could utilize my speed and my agility, and I didn't even know I had agility until I went to like a training session one time, and I was doing ladder drills, and he was like, "What in the world? Why? How is your feet like this?" And I was like, "Hold on." And ever since then, I just been developing in it. So honestly, I just say like it was a gift. That's the best way to explain it, because I definitely did not know I was gonna be playing football. I will say that. Wow. I thought I was gonna be an Olympian, y'all. Like,
but you love it.
I love it. I love it. But I will say this: I love rugby more.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. You like the hard-on hit tackle.
So this is the thing. Let me say this about rugby. I'm a winger. So I'm pretty
Okay.
much like a running back. I'm on the outside.
Okay.
So not even surprisingly, I don't get hit a lot. Because like I'm the last line, like everybody's trying to get the ball to me. So like for the most part, people are chasing me.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'll say. But I love rugby, and the reason why is because of the culture of rugby. It's an international sport,
It is.
and I can take somebody's head off in rugby, and we will go get a beer in the same day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be like, oh, good game. Football, you try to take my head off, we gonna be enemies until I'm not playing football no more. That's just how it is. So it was a culture shock, I think, coming from sports, other sports. So
well. You all heard about her amazing football career. However, there is more to this beautiful woman. I told you, she's a social media mogul. She is a social media giant. She is a shoe designer. Beautiful tennis shoes, guys. Athletic, still comfortable. I ordered my red and black pair. I told you guys.
We appreciate
I'm ready to come. So, guys, I was hoping it would be here today so I can bring them and show them to you.
They coming.
But they are coming. I saw it. I tracked it.
Oh, good.
I tracked my package. However, when we come back, we're going to talk about all the other things that she is involved in. And, of course, you see her. The fitness. She is a fitness. You see this. All about it. She is a fitness giant as well. So we're going to talk about all of that when we come back. Again, thank you for tuning in to Purpose Talk with Decembre. If you would like to be a sponsor, if you would like to advertise your product, feel free to email me at decembre@purposetalk.life. Again, decembre@purposetalk.life. Thank you, and we'll be back with part 2 of Miss Santia Deck.